Algebra 1 students, welcome to your 2.7 notes on solving properties. What we're going to do here is solve each proportion for a given variable using the multiplication property of equality. That's the one where you multiply both sides by the same thing and you end up with a similar situation. What we're going to do is we're going to choose to multiply each side by 5 in this case. And the reason, again, that we're going to do that is so that these 5s right here cancel out. All right, that's going to leave us with a 30 over 10, and that is equal to m. Okay, and then that is going to be equal to basically 3. Okay, so hopefully everybody sees how we got that. And I think you guys are fairly familiar with this concept because of all of the work we've been doing with it recently. But let's continue here. We've got a negative 3 that we're going to multiply on both sides here in this case. And that's going to cause these two 3's here to cancel out. T is going to be equal to 7 times negative 3, which is negative 21 over 6. Okay, both of those are actually, that's something that we can reduce. So we're going to end up with a negative 7 over 2. And for number 3, the instructions are to do this one on your own. Do it. Actually do it. Pause the video. Try that one on your own. I know you can handle it. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you actually paused the video and did number 3 on your own because that's what the instructions were. And we're going to go ahead and move on to number 4. All right, so in number 4, it says the instructions say to solve each proportion for the given variable using the cross products property. And I've given you the cross products property up here above where it says that A over B is equal to C over D. And when that's the case, A times D is equal to B times C. And we know that because of the cross products property. So we can use that to actually figure out some math problems here. So we're going to actually solve these. Here we go. In the cross products property, what that means is we're going to multiply 2 times 3, and then we're going to multiply x times 36, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. We've got 2 times 3 is equal to 36x. All right, so that means that we have 6 is equal to 36x. We can use our division property of equality next and divide both sides by the same number, which is 36. All right, and those 36's there are going to cancel out. And then this 6 over 36 can reduce. And so x will be equal to 1 over 6. All right, let's move on to number 5. Let's use the cross products property again. We've got 3 times 7, and we've got k times 12. So let's go ahead and write it like this so that we don't get confused. And I'm actually going to back up just a little bit. Hopefully it's not going to back up for me. All right. I'm going to write the 12 in front because that's what we typically do in algebra. 3 times 7 is 21. That's equal to 12k. All right. I can use the division property of equality next. Divide both sides by 12. And that does reduce as well. So I can divide the top and the bottom by 3. K is going to be equal to, not an x, k is going to be equal to a 7 over 4. All right? 21 divided by 3 is 7. 12 divided by 3 is 4. I just went and tried to do a little bit of editing on my video and noticed that even though the door to our Bedroom is closed. You can still hear my 2-year-old speaking to my wife in there. Sorry about that, but there you have it. Okay, number 6, the instructions are to try that one on your own. I think you can handle it. Go for it. Okay, hopefully you followed basic instructions and you paused your video and now you can see my work. Okay, I used the cross products property to multiply. I got 6 times b is equal to 9 times negative 8. 6b is equal to negative 72. Divide both sides by 6 and ended up with b. Alright, our instructions for number 7 say to solve each proportion for the given variable using any method. Now, we are familiar with the cross product property now, and so I think that we would probably find that to be the most useful in this situation. So we're going to multiply c plus 3 times 5. All right. And then we're going to have 10 times 6. Okay. We're probably pretty familiar with what to do next, right, guys? We're going to distribute. So we should have 5c is, that doesn't look very nice. 5c plus 15, good grief. Let's see if Mr. Bear can math today, is equal to 60. All right, now we're going to use the subtraction property of equality. Let's subtract 15 from both sides, and we'll end up with 5c is equal to, let's see, what's that going to be? 45 over there. I can use the division property of equality next and divide both sides by the same thing. And then I'm going to end up with c is equal to 9. Alright, number 8 says to do that one on your own. And you know what? Let's scratch that plan. That one looks a little bit more intense. Let's do that one together, okay? So, my cross product property says that I can take 3 times x plus 5, and that will be equal to 9 times x minus 1. Okay? Again, I can go ahead and use my distributive property. I'm going to end up with 3x plus 15. Okay? And then on the other side, I'm going to have 9x minus 9. And I got that by distributing that 9. Okay, now I'm going to move all of my variables to one side of the equation, all of my constants to the other. So in one step, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to get rid of the 15 over there and move that over that direction. I'm going to get rid of the 9x over there and move that over this direction. Okay, we can combine like terms and simplify. I'm going to end up with a negative 6x on one side. Okay, and then let's see, that's going to be a negative 24 over there on the right. Division property of equality next. I can divide both sides by negative 6, and then I'll be left with x is equal to, let's see, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 24 divided by 6 should be 4. Alright, Matthew is practicing to make the basketball team, and he has made 25 free throws in 10 minutes. He wants to make a total of 55 free throws before he's done for the day. And if he makes the baskets at the same rate, how long will it take him to make 55 shots? Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about our variables. We've got 25 free throws. Okay, and he's going to have done that over 10 minutes. Okay, and let's see, we also have 55 free throws, and we want to know how long it's going to take to make that? So we don't know what that's going to be. So let's call that, we'll call that x, okay? We don't know. All right. So that is our setup. Now all we have to do is use the cross product property to figure out how long this is going to take him. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure that out. We've got, oh boy, got to pick up the pencil. Let's see, we've got 25 times x, all right, and we're going to have 55 times 10, okay. So all we have to do is basically add a 0 to that 550, okay, to the 55. When we multiply times 10, okay, let's use the division property of equality. Divide both sides by 25, and you might think you need a calculator for that. Let's see, those 25s are going to cancel out, okay, but if we think about money, we've got quarters sitting there, all right, and we know we have 4 quarters in $1, all right. Let's see, it's going to take me 20 quarters to get to $5, and I'm going to need 2 more to get to another 50. So that means this is going to equal 22. All right, so you might think you need a calculator for that, but he's going to take 22 minutes to actually make all 55 of his free throw shots. Now, you might ask me, how many kids do you think that I could find that could make 55 shots in less than 22 minutes? And those might be the guys that I might pick for my basketball team. However, hopefully Matthew is still getting better. All right, so for number 10, it says try this one on your own. I do want you to go ahead and pause the video. I will come back here in just a minute to show you my work. All right, Algebra 1 students, welcome back. You can see my work here. I set up 2 ratios or 2 proportions, 2 over 8 and x over 32. Okay. When I cross multiplied, I got 32 times 2 is equal to 8x. Then I used the division property of equality, divided 8 by both sides. Okay, 64 divided by 8 is equal to 8. It takes 8 pounds of pasta to feed 32.